Hello, parents. If you're watching this video, you're probably feeling like you've already lost the battle with your child's screen time. Maybe your 4-year-old has epic meltdowns when the iPad gets taken away. Maybe your 7-year-old seems completely disconnected from the real world, preferring their tablet to family time. Maybe you're thinking, it's too late, the damage is already done. I'm here to tell you something important. It's never too late. Even if your child is already showing signs of screen addiction, even if they've been using devices for years, you can absolutely turn this around. I've worked with thousands of families who thought they were past the point of no return, and I'm going to share exactly how they did it. Understanding what you're really dealing with. First, let's acknowledge what's really happening. Your child isn't choosing screens over you because they don't love you. They're not being defiant or difficult by choice. What you're seeing is actually their developing brain responding exactly the way it's designed to respond to the dopamine hits that screens provide. Think of it this way. Imagine if someone gave your child a bag of candy every time they felt bored, sad, or uncomfortable, and then suddenly took all the candy away. Of course, there would be resistance. Screen addiction in young children works the same way. Their brains have learned that screens equal instant relief from any uncomfortable feeling. The good news? Young brains are incredibly neuroplastic. This means they can form new pathways and habits much faster than adult brains. What feels like permanent damage is actually just strong neural pathways that can be redirected with the right approach. The recovery timeline reality check. Let me be honest with you about what recovery looks like. If your child has been heavily dependent on screens, you're looking at roughly 2 to 4 weeks of challenging behavior during the adjustment period. I know that sounds daunting, but here's what most parents don't realize. The first 3 days are the hardest, and then it starts getting dramatically easier. During this period, you might see increased emotional outbursts, more clinginess, difficulty with transitions, and complaints of being bored. This isn't your child being manipulative. This is their nervous system recalibrating. They're literally learning how to regulate their emotions and find stimulation without screens. The 3-phase recovery approach. Phase 1 is stabilization, and it lasts about 1 week. During this phase, you're not eliminating screens entirely. You're creating predictable structure. Set specific screen times and stick to them religiously. Use visual timers so your child can see time passing. Most importantly, stay calm and consistent even during meltdowns. Phase 2 is substitution, lasting weeks 2 and 3. This is where you actively replace screen time with engaging alternatives. The key word here is engaging. We're not talking about quietly coloring while missing their shows. We're talking about activities that provide the same level of stimulation, building elaborate block towers, treasure hunts around the house, cooking projects where they can pour and mix, outdoor adventures that feel like real-life video games. Phase 3 is integration, beginning in week 4 and continuing indefinitely. This is where your child starts naturally choosing non-screen activities, where they can handle screen time limits without major meltdowns, and where they begin developing internal regulation skills. Practical strategies that actually work. Let me give you some specific techniques that successful families use. First, the attention bridge method. Before any screen time ends, give a 5-minute warning, then spend those 5 minutes engaged with whatever they're watching or playing. This helps them transition your attention from the screen to you. Second, create what I call boredom buster boxes. Fill several containers with activities that are only available during former screen times. Special art supplies, building materials, dress-up clothes, puzzles. The novelty factor is crucial here. Third, use the co-regulation technique during meltdowns. Instead of trying to reason with an upset child, simply stay physically close and breathe calmly. Your regulated nervous system helps regulate theirs. Say things like, "This is hard right now, and I'm here with you." Addressing the guilt and moving forward. I know many of you are carrying guilt about how much screen time you've allowed. Maybe you were overwhelmed, maybe you needed a break, maybe screens were the only thing that worked during a difficult period. That guilt is understandable, but it's not helpful for moving forward. Your child's brain development isn't ruined. Their capacity for creativity, attention, and genuine joy isn't permanently damaged. What you're seeing right now is simply their brain's current state, not their permanent potential. The long-term vision. Here's what parents tell me 6 months after implementing screen time recovery. Their children are more creative, more engaged with family activities, better at handling emotions, more curious about the world around them, and ironically, much better at managing technology when they do use it. The child who once screamed when the iPad was taken away becomes the child who can use it for 30 minutes and then move on to something else without drama. The child who seemed addicted becomes the child who sometimes chooses books or building blocks over screens entirely. Your next steps. If you're ready to start this journey, begin with just one small change this week. Maybe it's establishing one screen-free meal per day or creating a consistent bedtime routine without devices. Success builds on success, and small wins create momentum for bigger changes. Remember, you're not taking something away from your child. You're giving them back their natural capacity for wonder, creativity, and genuine connection. It's never too late to help your child develop a healthy relationship with technology, and it's never too late to reclaim your family's time together. Your child's future self will thank you for having the courage to make this change, even when it felt like it might be too late. Click the link or check my bio to discover an ebook that can give you all the skills that you need to stop your child's screen addiction.